Hello, Level 4 Coaching Active Lifestyles. This is a brief screencast just to go over your assessment, which will be happening very soon. It's an aquatics assessment down at Pond Sworge, and you should have your timetabled session for week 20. So just to go through your assessment, click on Coaching Active Lifestyles module site. As you can see here, under the assessment tab, you click here and you'll see the Coaching Active Lifestyles assessment brief. So let's click on that. And it should open up for us our assessment brief. So let's just outline the main things that you've got to do. So your session is an aquatics coaching session, so it's a practical delivery, and you'll be graded on that 15 minutes practical delivery. Once you've done 15 minutes of your practical delivery, you'll have a 5 minutes Viva, which is basically questioning. So it might be questions on your session, or we've sent some sample Viva questions out to you. Pippa sent them out earlier this week. So that should explain the sorts of things that you need to know. Your assessment might not be myself and Pippa, it might be another member of staff that are experienced at assessing on this module, so they know what they're looking for and they've assessed it many years before. So again, make sure that you introduce yourself if you don't know that member of staff, if they've not taught you. So introduce yourself at the start of your session to your participants so everybody knows who you are. So as we can see here, 20 minutes, 15 minutes of the practical assessment and 5 minutes for your Viva. You need to arrive 15 to 20 minutes before your scheduled session time. We're going to need everybody there at the same point so we can get you ready, and we're going to have to be very strict on timings as well, so we can't go over on times, and you need to be ready to start at the exact time that you're told. So if you're first up, you've got to be in the pool ready to start exactly at the time we give you. So please make sure that you arrive, as I say, 15 to 20 minutes prior to the session, and also you might need some time to gather any equipment that you might need from the store. With regards to your assessment, this is 100% of the module mark. So if you don't do the assessment for whatever reason, you will fail the module and have to retake. You either have to do the retake assessment or you would have to redo the module next year. Hopefully that won't be any of you, so fingers crossed and good luck on the day. So what do you need to do? You need to plan your session, and you need to bring that session plan with you. You must have a copy, a printed session plan with you on the day, because this will also go as part of your grade. So we'll be marking you based upon your planning, preparation and delivery. So it's not just your practical delivery, it's on how you've prepared for it and how you've planned for it to make sure that that's also appropriate. On that plan, you should have covered things such as health and safety and basic risk assessments. And you need to think about the content of that session in terms of it being relevant for your participant, and you might have to justify this. So again, if we don't think that your session's been challenging, or maybe it's been too challenging, we'll challenge you over that and ask you why you did the session in that way. You're then expected to demonstrate your knowledge in this area and your knowledge of your learning on the module. But also on top of this, you need to support that with relevant evidence. So that's academic literature, as well as it might be some national governing body literature or government guidelines, things like that in terms of recommended health and physical activity. So again, make sure you've got all of those details there, all of the learning from the module. On your session plan, again, we've given you some example session plan templates, so use those. And you can see on some of those templates that there is references. Your references need to be in alphabetical order, and we use the APA referencing style. So make sure that you use that font Arial and size 11. You don't need to do that on your session plan. That's just for your reference list at the end. Okay, so the rest of your session plan, as long as we can read it and it's clear, that's all that we need to see. In terms of your conduct on the day, make sure you're professional and that you think about the attire that you're wearing, your clothing that you're wearing. We've talked about making sure if you're coaching on the side that you've got a t-shirt so that you're not just coaching in swimming shorts. But obviously if you need to get in the water with your participant, you can just wear normal swimwear to get in and support your participant on the day. In terms of what you need to do, we would then give you a series of questions, as I mentioned, and then you will be graded based upon your practical delivery, your session plan, and also your questioning on your session and your Viva questions at the end. So how are you marked? So if we just go back to assessment, we've got a marking grid here. So I'm just downloading the marking grid. And again, have a look at the marking grid. This is a generic marking grid across all the modules. So it's not specific to this module. So think about what it's asking you to do. So if you're going to get a top first class in this module, you've got to have exceptional knowledge and understanding of the activities which you're doing. And you'd have to understand the theoretical concepts behind that. So it might be you've got some relevant information on swimming mechanics and things like that, with relevant literature to back up and support what you're saying. In other things, we will be looking for a good level of practical delivery as well. So that we're looking for you to be able to be confident confident and also competent your coaching delivery. So things such as the way that you engage with your participant and the communication, things such as the rapport that you build up with your participant, your knowledge technically in terms of what you're delivering. Is it accurate? Have you researched and have you checked that what you're doing and the techniques that you're asking your participant to do are correct? So all of these different things are basic coaching methodology. So if you're going to get an exceptional one, you've got to demonstrate a high level of quality and understanding of what is needed to be an excellent coach. So you can see here the grade bands. I'll not go through the rest of them because you can understand them just by going through them and reading them yourself. So just moving back to the assessment, you've got all of the supporting materials on here. So anything that you need should be in the learning materials. You've also got other support resources where you'll be able to find relevant things to help you. Another thing that you can do, if you're searching for relevant literature, the way to do that is to go to Library Gateway. So if you click here on Library, and that should launch your Library Gateway. You can then search, find books, articles, videos. Okay, so this is just one that I've recently searched. So Walking for Health, you would look at for aquatics, biomechanics, things like that. But you could put whatever you want to, but be specific with what you're trying to find out. And that gives you a series of different materials and resources that you can find the information that you need from. Another way of doing that would also be to use Google Scholar. So I'll just go to Google. If you type in Scholar, and this way it loads up, and you can search also something that you want to find out, Walking for Health. So I could see here, I can access the material, so I would click on there, and if I want to get the reference, I would just click here and I use APA referencing style. So I could copy and paste that, and then when you put your reference list at the bottom of your session plan, you want to put it in alphabetical order. Your session plan needs to be detailed and it needs to have enough information that is relevant for your session and for your participant. Okay, so make sure it's really well detailed. What are the teaching points and what are your participants doing? Really important that you've got all of that there, and also think about what we've talked about when we've gone through session plans in terms of the detailing. It might even be that you've got other resources printed out, such as techniques. Swimming techniques, you might even have diagrams, okay? Think about if you bring in things like that down, they might need to be in waterproof casing. So it could be that you've got a plastic wallet that you could put it in. So again, if you've got any printouts or anything like that, bring it down. Any extra resources that you have that you might want to use, bring them down with you, and use that to support your work. So other than that, I wish you the best of luck. I really hope that you do well. I've really enjoyed teaching you on this module. I know Pippa has as well, and we would love you to do the best that you can possibly do. So good luck, get researching, make sure that you're well prepared, and remember, arrive 15 to 20 minutes before your session, your timetabled session time. Okay, thank you and good luck.